What's going on, YouTube? Levi of Old Iron Off-Road. If you're new to the channel, we're all about international scouts, off-road fabrication, and all the fun things. If you're into any of those, smash the subscribe button. Even if you're not specifically into international scouts, hang out with us for a bit. I'm sure you'll find something that you will enjoy. So, if you watched the last video and you see the pretty blue tape on here, we are on a mission for tire clearance today. So we purchased the Harbor Freight tube and roller and the Swag Off-Road kit with the electric drive to assist me in building what I think is going to be an ideal fender opening for this guy with a nice finished edge, something that looks good, something that fits the truck, and something that I'll be happy with. Now, typically I just blow these out, put a set of early Bronco fender flares on it, and I'd run it. I don't think that the early Bronco fender flares will actually be big enough for this truck. So that's one reason why I didn't turn that direction in. I just wanted to try something different. So today's mission is going to be to get 4 pieces of tubing rolled. So we're going to have to use a combination of things. We're going to have to use the tubing roller, and we're going to have to use the tubing bender as well, and hopefully achieve something that we're happy with and something that we like. Now, I've never used a tubing roller before, so we'll see how this is going to go. So we've got the outline of our fender opening lined out fairly well. Now, I would love to do this out of one piece because I'm actually going to have to kick down into this and I'm going to have to kick back into the body because I want these sticking out at least a couple of inches. I'd love to do this out of one piece, but it's just not going to be feasible for one reason. Now that this has a roll in it, I can't put any bends in it because I need a straight piece of tubing to go on my bender. I think even if I would have planned really well, it would have been hard to do out of one piece. So I think now what we need to do is I'm going to bend up a slot kick. We're basically going to do this out of 3 pieces. I have to do a little bit of cut and paste. I'm going to clip this off right here, bend a little, like a 10-degree kick to drop down into that, and then we'll bend like a 90-degree sweep to get us back into the fender. So let's bend up some tubing. So another day out here in the shop, and as you can see, we've got this kind of buttoned up, and I did end up making some changes to what we had. I actually decided I didn't like it sticking off of the body, so as you can see, we tucked it in nice and tight. I actually brought it down a little bit, and we're just gonna stitch weld it in around the perimeter. And I think that should fit the bill. So now the trick is to match the driver's side in the rear, and then obviously we've got to do both the fronts. But I'm not gonna dig into that just yet. I'll probably finish that off camera. I think we've made enough progress with that. We can jump on to something else. I've got something that I've actually been wanting to do for a while on this truck, and I've actually got the pieces to do it. So a friend of mine, Jeff Ismail, in his Trout, which is an international truck and a Scout combined called Project Hideous, actually took some acrylite. Acrylite is an impact resistant acrylic sheet. It's see-through, obviously. He actually made some fixtures so that they bolt into his floor and can be changed out if they ever get scratched up or busted or whatever. So today, we're gonna give this guy some glass floors in the footwells so he can see from the driver's position, the passenger and driver's tire. Let's do it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come in here. We're pretty much gonna take this whole area out, except for where we've already patched. You can see we've patched down to here. So that's actually probably going to end up being our cut line. Take this whole footwell out, make some repairs around the perimeter, and then we're actually going to cut out a border and basically a backing piece that will clamp the acrylite into place. And again, can be, removed to be changed out if the need arises. And I'm also going to have to be mindful that there's going to be an area where our roll cage leg is going to sit too. So first things first, we're going to get this hacked out of here, and then we'll start making it better from there. Let's get into it. So we have our plate cut out, and I actually made a redesign. I cut this out of 1/8" plate initially, or 10 gauge, and decided it was just a little too heavy. And I also didn't leave myself enough room for a cage leg here. Now, one more thing I'm going to throw in here. You've seen the cage that we have for this, and I've actually decided we are going to go ahead and take the time to build our own cage for this truck. I've got another little 800 that I've got another little 80 that belongs to my daughter that I'll end up putting that one in when we get to that point. But for this one, I wanted to do something a little different with the cage. So something to think about there was cage foot placement. So we ended up with a little bit more room on this outside edge. So hopefully this makes sense. Piece of acrylite, drop that guy in there, put this guy in here, drill a few holes. That's going to clamp this piece of plastic or acrylite into these two flanges. I'm going to have to trim this off a little bit. This is going to weld into the existing body, and bada boom, bada bing, you got a see-through floor. Now I know that's not a huge viewing area, but it's what we've got. On the driver's side, the toe board is actually a little bit wider, so we're gonna be able to get a little bit more room in there. We'll actually be able to use this full sheet. So let's get this flange welded in, and we can get this side bolted together and see how that's gonna look. Hopefully it fits decent enough. Actually weld in. Oh man, I'm super happy with how that turned out. And we've got it's kind of a narrow window because we did have to have some room for the cage leg, but you can see, you can look through there, see the front knuckle. Should be able to see placement on the tire. So the driver and passenger sides are not symmetrical, so I'm gonna have to do another drawing, get another piece cut and get it put in. And I'm not gonna bore you with all that. We're gonna get this guy in place. We're gonna get all the fenders cut, and then we'll come back and we'll give you a shot of what everything looks like all finished up. And we'll probably put this guy to bed. So we got quite a bit of time invested in this guy on and off. I've been on it for a couple of days, working on it here and there as I could. The driver's side went much faster than the passenger side, obviously, but that turned out pretty slick. Plenty of room for all the activities. You see we chopped the bottoms of the end caps off as well. And driver's side is all buttoned up. Passenger side is all buttoned up. I think that was already painted probably. So if you've somehow ended up on this video and this is the only video in this series you've watched, make sure to go back on our channel and watch all the videos. We've basically done a start to finish build on this guy. So we're still steadily making headway. I think that's all we've got for this video. I appreciate you guys at home taking the time to watch these. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, enjoy.